let's hop into this first story. We got a lot to talk about. Check this out. First, from Kiro 7, live, local, in depth. They say, police arrest Puyallup man for starting large wildfire. So there's a lot we got to break down. First, they don't say who the person is, and they don't say it was intentionally lit. All right. They say Puyallup police and state troopers arrested a 36-year-old Puyallup man Wednesday for allegedly starting a large brush fire, which temporarily shut down State Route 167 and several ramps near Meridian Avenue. A man with the exact same name as the one police arrested recorded a Facebook Live of that fire, saying he reported it to first responders and of the same age. So I wonder if it's the same person. Puyallup police told Cairo 7 that they were made aware of the Facebook Live, which showed his interaction with officers after the arrest. After the arrest? Whoa. He says, I'm out here on 167 right now, the man said in the stream. Looks like a fire literally just started, and I just rolled up on it, and it looks like it's going crazy. I'm here with the police, and they're talking to me about it because I just called it in. Now, that's the gist of that story, all right? We got to read more because they mentioned there was a person was seen intentionally lighting a fire somewhere else. So first of all, a lot of people are saying it's intentional. We don't know that, but we do have this. I think we do have the tweet here. Check this out. Trooper Ryan Burke tweeted, joint team effort, WSP, Fife PD, and Puyallup PD just arrested a 36-year-old Puyallup resident. I hope.
Okay, hold on. People are correcting us here. It's Puyallup.
Puyallup. Why was it saying Puyallup? There's not even an L in there.
Yeah, there's the L comes later.
I just should read these words.
It's crazy name.
Puyallup resident. He was caught in the median setting a fire. He is currently on his way to jail. Great job, everybody. Play stupid games.
Ooh.
All right, now hold on. They said he was setting a fire. That sounds like arson.
Yeah, it sure does. Is that not the definition of arson?
I guess.
Am I crazy?
Well, the definition is the criminal act of deliberately setting fire to property. Oh, there you go. It's not property because
it's literally property.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
You can't own property, man. Like we abolish property, therefore you can't have arson.
Dude, fire is like mass destruction.
Yeah.
Like this is, if someone set off a nuclear bomb, they'd go to jail for much worse.
These wildfire, dude, this guy was like, that they're lucky it didn't spread. Because you look at this photo and that's a big fire. It's not the biggest, but it was a large fire. And I got to say right now, look, they're saying he was setting a fire. Now they got to be very careful about what they say. So all we know right now, officially confirmed, some people are saying, they're posting some photos of what appears to be like court or like police records. I could not verify them. In these records, it says something like reckless second-degree fire or something.
Yeah.
Which may have been, what's reckless? Flicking a cigarette?
Right, something like that.
I can't confirm that's real, though. So all we have right now is this cop saying that he was setting a fire. This sounds like... So let's talk about who this guy is first. We have this tweet from Katie Davis Court. She says, Puyallup arrested Jeffrey Accord in relation to the arson along 167 highway. In 2014, during an anti-police protest, Accord was charged with possession of a concealed weapon without permit, carrying a knife, and illegal possession of fireworks. I wonder what the fireworks were for. Well, she posted this video. She says, earlier in the day, Jeffrey Accord called in his own arson, Puyallup PD. He even filmed himself at the fires on Facebook Live. After questioning him, the Puyallup Police Department arrested him on suspicion that he started the fires. So I went to his Facebook page. Sure enough, there's the guy.
Huh.
And yes, we confirmed he posted this. So here's a story from the local news, Seattle Times. When you Google search this guy's name, this is what you get. They say Jeffrey Allen Accord, 31, was charged Wednesday in Seattle Municipal Court with possession of a concealed pistol without a permit, carrying a dangerous knife, and illegal possession of fireworks. They say that he was at Monday's Ferguson protest in Seattle, had a cache of weapons. I guess it's a cache? We were just talking about this. Cache of weapons, including a handgun, knife, shotgun, semi-automatic rifle, ammunition, and powerful fireworks. They go on to mention Accord of Covington was among 5 people arrested during the march and protest Monday in Seattle after a Missouri grand jury decided not to indict a police officer for fatally shooting an unarmed black man. Protesters marched from Westlake Park to Capitol Hill, and some later clashed with police and climbed onto Interstate 5, blocking traffic. During the violence, fireworks were fired into the sky, and police say they were pelted with rocks, bottles, and canned food. Seattle Police Chief Kathleen O'Toole said it's unclear why Accord had the weapons. I don't know what his plans were, but it's obviously of great concern that somebody would come to an event in Seattle with those weapons readily available. Okay, so let's go back to the official confirmed source from Kiro 7, And they say, the guy said, I'm out here on 167 now. I'm here with the police. That's a quote. They also say a man with the exact same name was arrested. I can't imagine that someone of the exact same name was wandering around.
Very unlikely.
Yeah, just like two guys, same age,
That'd
same
be
name.
some
Like,
multiple
wow.
dimension stuff.
So
Seriously.
I think for legal reasons they're saying it that way. But when you watch the actual stream he put out, that's a quote. Like they've quoted what he said. This is the guy. I think it is fair to say, beyond a reasonable doubt, this is the guy. Now, whether or not he's guilty of intentionally setting fires, innocent until proven guilty.
So is this the same guy that at the end of that article they said that another guy was standing on the side of the road lighting a fire?
Somewhere else.
Oh, it's a different guy.
We got a bunch of stories, man.
Dude.
Yeah, this is crazy. I think that's what we have in terms of just like confirming this. So I want to make sure there's a few things that are very, very, very clear before we start getting into the next bit, because there's more, dude. The important thing to talk about is, first of all, it sounds like arson from the police. I'm going to put these important disclaimers out. We don't know for sure. They did not literally confirm the guy's name, and it may not be that this guy is like a dedicated Antifa dude, right? This is another important factor is just because he got arrested in 2014 doesn't mean he's like going out to all these protests. We don't know. Maybe he was.
Could just be a reckless guy.
Right. He could be just a firebug. He's a dude who likes to cause trouble, so he brought fireworks and guns to a protest for fun.
Yeah.
I looked at up this guy's information. I did not see anything that would suggest he's a dedicated die-hard leftist or anything like that. However, I have to err on the side of he's been to these protests. He's brought weapons to these protests. There's other videos. There's more videos that people have pulled from his Facebook where he's at protests and he's yelling. Recently, actually, there was he's at the George Floyd protest and he's yelling about 6 feet apart and he's laughing about it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That was very strange.
Well, actually, I got to stop there. They're alleging that's the case. I want to be very careful with here.
They don't know it's him.
So some people have posted videos saying, here he is. We pulled this from his Facebook. And it's him laughing and filming himself. It looks like him. But I want to be very careful because I think, this is already making the rounds, this story. And people are saying it's legit. It's confirmed. It's not. So it seems like this guy does support Black Lives Matter. He's protested with them before. And I have to assume he's probably done it more than once because we've seen, potential evidence there's more than one. So there you go. All right. This is what I want to make sure is clear. The bigger issue at play, I believe, is that if you do a Google search of wildfire and climate change, you'll see all of these stories where they say, New York Times, the straightforward link between climate change and California's fires. Yeah, perhaps. I'm not discrediting that. I'm just saying that there's a big narrative that everything we're seeing is, wildfires and weather extremes. It's not coincidence. It's climate change. Wildfires are worsening. The way we manage them isn't keeping pace. California governor on wildfires. No patience for climate change deniers. Well, I certainly think that's an issue. If they don't address the arsonists, then I think you're going to get a group of people who say it's not climate change, it's arson. And then you're going to get a group of people who don't even know the arson is happening. So it's both, right?
But it's totally possible, yeah.
I think it's fair to say there's a happy medium. Well, I shouldn't say it's a horrifying medium.
It's terrible.
Not a happy medium. You've got people who want to start fires, and there's conditions being met because of climate change that make the fire substantially worse. But you got to address the arsonists. Check this out. They also go on to say, after this, in Graham, a person was seen intentionally setting a fire to a field in front of a business in the 10400 block of 229 Southeast early Wednesday morning. This was 100% intentional. There is zero doubt, said Jonas Petit, the owner of Vactech Septic and Water. Surveillance shows the suspect drive up, dumping gasoline and a match, setting fire to dry grass next to the business. Pierce County detectives have the video, which doesn't show the suspect or the vehicle, but Petit says it does show a random act of potential devastation. You watch the flame, and then where he flips it, and it just goes boom, big ball of flame, he said. Firefighters and a lack of wind kept the flames from destroying their business only a few yards beyond the burn. If the wind would have been blowing like it was the other night, you wouldn't have stopped this. It would have added up onto the other fire in Graham, Petit said. The area is only a couple miles from the Graham fire, which destroyed 8 homes. And they go on to show the trooper, of course. So there's more, man. We got another one.
Give it to me.
We got another one from Kiro 7 News.
Seriously?
Look at this. This is from today.
Oh my
Second man arrested for intentionally starting brush fire in Pierce County.
Jeez.
Yup. This is Parkland, Washington. Troopers of the Washington State Patrol on Thursday said they have arrested a second person for intentionally starting a brush fire in Pierce County. Troopers said someone saw a man setting fire to grass with a match near State Route 512 and State Route 7 and called police. Troopers arrived at the scene, chased the man, and took him into custody. Wow. Thursday's arrest comes one day after a 36-year-old Puyallup man was arrested for allegedly starting a large brush fire, which temporarily shut down 167. That's the story we we're just talking about. Mm-hmm. Fire danger remains very high across Washington due to low humidity and high temperatures. More than 480,000 acres in Washington have burned since Monday. So here's another tweet from Trooper Ryan Burke. We got another one. Great job, Trooper Moorfield. A pedestrian decided to match light the grass at SR 512 and SR 7. Citizen observed it and alerted 911 after a short foot chase. One is in custody and on the way to jail. What if I told you we had more?
Tell me.
But wait, there's more.
Oh my
Arsonists,
gosh, no.
for some reason, are trying to they destroy everything,
It's
man.
copycat criminality.
No, I don't know, man. Are these it's like the Joker?
Or it's the collective consciousness is sparking,
literally sparking things.
bad analogy.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's you take a large population of people, and there's a standard deviation, of people who happen to be arsonists. So, like, if for every 1,000 people you have one arsonist, what happens when you have 1,000,000 people? You have 1,000 arsonists, and then they're all going around.
Yeah, I mean that's the assumption.
Scaling up,
right?
So maybe it's like every 1 in 10,000, even if it's 1 in 1,000,000. In these areas, you'll have 4 or 5.
And when they see stories online about it, then they're like, "Oh, I could go do that." I mean, that's a crazy. If you read an article, how easy it is to go out there and destroy property.
You see how dry
and
it
you're not.
is.
You don't even have to stick around. It's just. I mean,
Look at this.
This is terrorism to me, and I don't like to use that word a lot. It's.
I don't know. Terrorism is like there's a goal,
It has
a
to be
political goal.
politically
This
motivated.
is terrifying, though.
Yeah.
This could destroy
Everything.
thousands of people.
It has, yeah.
Their homes, their lives, their animals,
Yeah,
the roads,
everything.
The whole forest.
The
Animals,
ecosystem.
yeah.
So I don't know if it's terrorism, but I got another story, man.
Go for it.
What is this? Look at this.
So we have 2 different locations in Oregon and Seattle.
Now we have Eugene.
Yeah.
So no, those 2 were in Washington, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we have
around
one in
Seattle.
Eugene. A man arrested on arson allegation in wildfire west of Eugene. Deputies say, "Look at this photo, man.
Oh my
The Sweet
gosh.
Creek Milepost 2 fire seen in an undated photo." So is this?
No, that's not it then.
That's not it. Why not?
Because it's that's an undated photo. They're talking about like maybe a large fire in the area. I don't know.
Why undated photo just means they don't know when it was
Yeah,
taken.
I don't
So
know.
it could be the fire.
Maybe.
So
You think that would be dated though? Sorry, I'll let you read.
A 44-year-old man was arrested Tuesday on suspicion of arson in a wildfire that has burned nearly 400 acres and prompted evacuations west of Eugene. Elias Newton Pendergrass is accused of first-degree arson in the Sweet Creek Milepost 2 fire. So that's it.
Okay, that could be it.
Which covers 382 acres near the community of Mapleton. Pendergrass, a Mapleton resident, is being held in the Lane County Jail. The county sheriff's office didn't provide details about the arson allegation in a news release Tuesday afternoon. Officials have previously said several fires started Sunday afternoon and that they were managing the blazes as a single fire. Some area residents are still under evacuation, while others have been told to be ready or set to leave. The blaze is estimated to be 15% contained, fire officials said early Wednesday. So what do you think happens when these stories start, flying off the shelves, the virality? People, I mean, we're in a hot political environment. It's 2020. The election is less than 2 months away, and everybody is pointing the fingers, which is why we end up with a headline like BLM leftist arrested for starting a fire. For one, to what degree are they an active? They've supported and protested for them, so I think that's fair. But they're not necessarily an organizer. Was it actually arson? I don't know. But we're already seeing the ramifications of this, and here we go. Check this out. Justin Yao, he's at P Documentarians, and he's a freelance journalist, tweeted, "We were approached by an armed group telling us to leave. They are wary of outsiders based on rumors of arsonists setting fires in the area." So here's the image. You can see fire season in effect, all burning prohibited, fire danger listed as extreme. And we can see one guy right here who's armed. This guy doesn't appear to be, maybe he's got a handgun or something. This guy right here might actually be armed. Also, we can't see. We don't know for sure. But the way, you know what I think when I see this? They don't want outsiders coming in. There's major fires and a massive natural disaster occurring. Why should I be upset by them saying, you know?
I don't think so. So what occurred to me when I saw this picture was that these guys don't want people to come in and start fires.
I know, it's that simple, right?
Yeah, and I'm not convinced firing guns is a good way to keep fires from starting, but I mean, they probably think it's better than nothing. They're like, just like stay out of the national forest or whatever.
So if this was any other disaster, would we be surprised? You know, if there was like a flood or a hurricane or tornado, and then, you know, there were armed guards like, we don't want looters, we don't want,
no,
you know what I mean?
No, especially with the flood. If there were armed guards, I think that'd be very normal.
So the responses to this are really interesting. Some of them, and it's kind of random. They're saying, Patriot Prayer, Proud Boys extremists like far-right Chandler Pappas are spreading the rumors on social media. And so this is turning into a partisan political
Why should
issue.
this be partisan?
Oh my gosh, why?
Because I just started a stream with a title saying BLM leftist
Oh yeah,
arrested
that's right.
for starting,
That's why. Okay.
Because it's the lens that which everything is being based right now, and for me, I guess I'll fully admit to there being an issue of like doing this live stream from this headline, but it's because I see these posts getting a ton of traction. A lot of articles are popping up. People were contacting me, be like, yo, look what they're doing. Like, Antifa's going around setting fires on purpose. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can. At first, I started researching it. It took me a little bit to actually confirm a lot of what they were saying. And I've excluded some of what I couldn't confirm. But it looks legit, like this guy was a protester. But people are taking it to, you know, like, I don't know, taking it pretty far.
Yeah, he was a radical protester. Whether or not, whatever political party, that kind of radical protest is dangerous, where you take guns, weapons, and fireworks to a rally and try and set stuff on fire, like they did at Ted Wheeler's house like 2 weeks ago, trying to set the guy's house on fire.
Well, that was a complex.
A whole building with like 100 people in it.
Yeah.
114 residences or something.
They were going to burn them to death. That was their plan.
Yeah, it's a good plan. I don't know.
I know I shouldn't laugh, but it's like that's yeah, dude. Well, it's tough, right? Because I don't want to come out and be like, people, listen, the Antifas are going around there burning down forests. Like, you've got people who broke through the windows, and then someone lit a bunch of newspapers on fire and threw it on the first floor of Ted Wheeler's building.
Whoa.
So naturally, you can say they were trying to burn the place down, right?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Or what if they were just morons?
It was newspaper, so like, what are you going to get done?
It's like a stack, though.
Well,
like,
that's,
I mean,
they were definitely morons.
You could burn a building down.
No judgment,
Morons.
but that's not a good thing to do right now.
Yeah, seriously.
You can get your point across in many other ways. Write a song.
But maybe they don't want the point across. Maybe they want to kill people.
Why though?
Well, so
Yeah,
this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm really reluctant to be like, they were trying to kill people.
But they were trying to burn them
Weren't they trying to kill people?
in their house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like
Yeah.
they were trying to kill everyone. Like they're that angry that they're going to.
At least negligent.
But I
for
wonder,
sure.
because here's why I'm reluctant to actually go that far, because I've talked about what happens when they show up, when the mob shows up to your house. And what happens is one person, like, so here's what happens at Ted Wheeler's place. Someone runs up and throws a brick through the window and it shatters. And then he runs away. And then other people see him when he's running up to it before he throws it. They're like, oh, I'm going to walk up too. He throws the brick, it shatters and runs. And then someone looks through the window. People behind him see him going towards the window like he's going to go in, and they go in, and one by one, it's like an avalanche. Each individual is just doing a little incremental thing and leaving, but the whole group is moving, and then all of a sudden they're inside. Then someone looks over and they see, like, you know, something, they take it, and then people see him grabbing something, so they all start grabbing stuff, and then some dude chucks the flaming debris. Someone else lights debris on fire, someone sees it and chucks it into the building and runs off. So they're all doing a little bit to like stack up, you know.
I think these people are desensitized because of, I don't know why, because they've been exposed as a 5-year-old to pornography or violent video games, and their minds are all like, I can light stuff on fire and then reload the game later if it doesn't work out.
That's interesting. I don't know.
I think there's no punishment. I think people like these, you know what's crazy is, like, aren't they scared of going to prison? You know,
I don't know. It almost like they're not. Well, I mean, the people that were faking. I mean, I don't know that they were faking having, what was it, seizures?
Yeah.
They might have been afraid of going, and that's why they were faking.
I don't know,
seizure.
man. It's little kids having temper tantrums.
That's what it seems like.
So
man.
the context here is, yeah, like during the riots, there were people who were they'll be when they get arrested, they have these Hollywood style seizures. And anybody who's ever witnessed a seizure is like, that is not a seizure. You are acting something you saw in a movie.
Seizures are not dramatic.
Yeah. So like, there's like a video of, but the EMTs and the medics will hold their heads properly just because they're like, you know, and it's really funny, man. It's so annoying. You got this video of an actual EMT with armor and like, you know, his city sanctioned gear. He's holding the man's head, doing everything properly. Because this is the basis of what I was trained when I did the first aid training and hostile environment stuff. And the activists are yelling, "You need to turn him on his side. You need to turn his head. What are you doing?" And I'm like, why are you, random protester, yelling at the emergency medical professional what they should be doing with someone who might be having a seizure?
Wow. Because they saw it on TV, I think.
Probably, yeah.
And that's why the people are doing the fake seizures, because they're acting like what they saw on TV.
What is going on?
It's like, why are they allowing these people to do it? Is the bigger question.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to shut it down without allowing them, because it's United States. You want to give people the right to protest, and if that means that you trip and fall and break someone's arm while you're protesting, so be it. But then now they're like aggravating, like they're attempting to destroy people's arms and buildings.
The police? Or
the protesters.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And at that point, I don't know why they're letting it happen.
I don't know, man. I'd love to get conspiratorial.
Well, do it.
What, yeah. Like just like the district attorneys in Washington are in on Antifa and won't charge them?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Like it's not even conspiratorial. They've said that much. Like, we're not going to charge them. Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. So come back to check us out when we go live. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and we are also available on all podcast platforms for free if you want to listen to us there. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you all next time.